We are discussing the properties of ozone, and this is next property, that is bleaching property of ozone. So ozone is good bleaching agent, and it is due to its oxidizing property or oxidizing nature, and it works as a bleaching agent or oxidizing agent in the absence of moisture, and therefore it is called as dry bleach. So ozone, when decompose, there is a formation of oxygen and nascent oxygen, and this nascent oxygen, it is responsible for the bleaching of colored matter. When this nascent oxygen comes in contact with colored matter, that colored matter gets converted into colorless matter. So in this way, ozone act as a bleaching agent. Now next property is reducing property of ozone. Ozone is also act as a reducing agent, and it reduces peroxides to corresponding oxides. For example, barium peroxide, when comes in contact with ozone, there is a formation of barium oxide. So here there is a reduction of peroxide into oxide, especially here oxygen. In peroxide, oxidation state of oxygen is -1, and in oxide, oxidation state of oxygen is -2. So there is a reduction of, or there is a decrease in oxidation number, and therefore there is a reduction of oxygen. So here peroxide is reduced into oxides, and therefore ozone act as a reducing agent. Similarly, hydrogen peroxide, it is reduced into water. When hydrogen peroxide comes in contact with ozone, the oxygen in peroxide, which is in -1 state, it is converted into -2 state in water, and therefore there is a reduction of peroxide into oxide. So in this way, ozone act as a reducing agent, and it reduces peroxide into oxides. Now next point is, what is ozone depletion? Meaning of ozone depletion is thinning of ozone layer in the upper atmosphere. It is called as ozone depletion. We all know that in upper atmosphere there is a ozone layer, and this ozone layer, day by day, it becomes thin. That is called as ozone depletion, and this depletion, it is because of pollution. And we all know that this ozone layer protects the life on earth from harmful UV radiations come from sun. So UV radiations which are coming from sun, these are eliminated or absorbed by ozone, and we are on earth, we are getting the sunlight free from ultraviolet light, and therefore ozone plays very important role for the protection of life on earth. Now how this ozone layer gets depleted? One of the pollutant responsible for this is nitric oxide. This nitric oxide, it is released from exhaust of car or supersonic jet aeroplane, and this nitric oxide, it is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. And this is the reaction: when ozone comes in contact with nitric oxide, it oxidizes nitric oxide into nitrogen dioxide, and ozone gets converted into oxygen. So in this way, ozone gets converted into oxygen, and there is a decrease in concentration of ozone when it comes in contact with nitric oxide. So this is one reaction responsible for decrease in concentration of ozone or ozone depletion. Similarly, chlorofluorocarbons, that is freons, like actually these freons, these are the exhaust of or actually refrigerator when function, there is a elimination of this chlorofluorocarbon, and therefore these are the exhaust from the refrigerator, and these also responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. Now next point is, what is the structure of ozone? Ozone is angular. It is a triatomic molecule and it has a angular structure and not linear. Now here uh, ozone, it is a resonance hybrid of two canonical forms. This is one structure. Here there is a double bond between two oxygen atoms and there is one single bond, and this is angular structure. Now this double bond gets rearranged here and we get another canonical form or resonance structure, and actual structure is resonance hybrid of these two structures. So this double bond, it is a nothing but arrow. Sometimes it comes between, suppose this is oxygen number 1, 2 and 3, so it may come between second and third oxygen or first and second oxygen, and therefore this is the overall or resonance hybrid structure where there is a one each oxygen atom joined to each other by means of sigma bond, and there is one partial bond. So oxygen bond length, it is 128 picometer, and oxygen bond angle, it is 117 degree. So these are the bond parameters. O bond length is 128 picometer and oxygen bond angle is 117 degree. And at the end, what are the uses of ozone? Ozone, as I said, ozone prevents life on earth by elimination of UV radiation, harmful UV radiation. This is one use, most important use of ozone. So air purification at crowded places like cinema hall or railway station, it is done by using ozone. Then in the sterilization of air and water, ozone plays very important role. Ozone also act as a germicide, it is a bleaching agent, it is a disinfectant also. So these are the uses of ozone. Again, ozone is also used in the manufacture of synthetic camphor, potassium permanganate and other chemicals also. Now next point is some important compounds of sulfur, and in syllabus there are two compounds, sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid. So in next section we are going to discuss how sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acids are prepared, what are the properties of these compounds and what are the uses of these compounds. First of all, preparation of sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is prepared from sulfur. So solid sulfur, actually sulfur exists in solid state. When it is heated in presence of oxygen or in air, when sulfur is heated in air, actually you know in air there is oxygen gas, then this sulfur gets oxidized and there is a formation of sulfur dioxide. This is simple way of conversion of solid sulfur into sulfur dioxide. Another method is from metal sulfides. This is the lab method. So here sodium sulfite, when mixed with aqueous sulfuric acid, there is a formation of sulfur dioxide. Simultaneously we get sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfite gets converted into sodium sulfate, and at the same time there is a evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. So sulfur dioxide is also prepared from metal sulfides. This is the industrial method. On bulk level, we can prepare sulfur dioxide by using metal sulfides. For example, when the mixture of zinc sulfide, which is solid, and oxygen gas, it is heated. First of all, zinc sulfide, it is converted into zinc oxide, and simultaneously there is an evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. This is gas and not solid, this is gas. So here zinc sulfide gets converted to zinc oxide, and this sulfur or sulfur in the form of sulfide, it is when combined with zinc, that sulfur combines with oxygen and there is a formation of sulfur dioxide. Similarly, iron pyrite FeS2, when heated with oxygen, excess of oxygen, first of all this iron pyrite gets converted into oxide, ferric oxide. Simultaneously the sulfur which is combined with iron, now it combines with oxygen and there is a formation of sulfur dioxide. So iron pyrite gets converted into oxide, and simultaneously this sulfide, it is converted into sulfur dioxide gas. So in this way, metal sulfides, when heated with oxygen, there is a evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. So this is the lab method. Then the physical properties of sulfur. Sulfur, it is a colorless gas, it has a pungent smell, it is poisonous and acidic in nature. Sulfur dioxide is highly soluble in water, and in water it forms sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3. So SO2 plus H2O, that is H2SO3. This is the sulfurous acid. So in water there is a formation of sulfurous acid. So when pressure is applied, so SO2 gas gets liquefied, and this SO2 gas liquefies at room temperature and at a pressure equal to 2 atmosphere. So liquid sulfur dioxide boils at 263 Kelvin. So this is the boiling point of liquid sulfur dioxide. Actually, liquid sulfur dioxide also acts as a solvent, and it boils at 263 Kelvin. So it is a solvent for selected reaction. Now next is, what are the chemical properties of sulfur dioxide? Sulfur dioxide reacts with chlorine by this reaction. So when sulfur dioxide gas is mixed with chlorine gas in presence of charcoal is an adsorbent, there is a formation of SO2Cl2 liquid, that is the sulfuryl chloride. Similarly, it reacts with oxygen. So when sulfur dioxide gas is mixed with oxygen gas in presence of vanadium pentoxide, and when mixture is heated, then there is an oxidation of sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide. This is one of the important steps in the manufacture of sulfuric acid by contact process. And here sulfur dioxide combines with oxygen and we get sulfur trioxide. So it also reacts with sodium hydroxide. So with sodium hydroxide, it reacts and there is a formation of sodium sulfite, Na2SO3. So it reacts with sodium sulfite also. Excess of sulfur dioxide when passed through NaOH, first of all there is a formation of sodium sulfite, which further reacts with sulfur dioxide. This sodium sulfite further reacts with sulfur dioxide, and there is a formation of sodium hydrogen sulfite, NaHSO3. This exists in aqueous state, in liquid medium, in water medium. So these are the chemical properties of sulfur dioxide.